You've heard the phrase, saved by the bell, or maybe you even watched the show. But today, I want to talk about being saved by the mule. Yes, by the mule. Let's go to Numbers 22. Balaam is on his way to curse what God has already blessed. And by the way, I want to stop right here and just to let you know that God told me to tell you that no one can curse whom God has blessed. That's your word for today. Now, Balaam is gifted. He hears from God, but he's still moving in the wrong direction. Let that sink in for a minute. You can be gifted and still be misaligned. You can hear from God and still ignore him. You can be spiritual and still be stubborn. Balaam is riding his mule, confident, certain, convinced he is right. But the mule sees what he cannot see, an angel, a sword, death. The mule stops. Balaam beats it. The mule moves aside. He beats her again. The mule presses against a wall. He beats it again. And then something wild happens. God opens the mouth of the mule. And the mule says, "What have I done to you that you have beaten me these 3 times?" Listen carefully. The donkey is not rebellious. The donkey is protecting him. The interruption is not resistance. It's mercy. Let me say something prophetic. Sometimes the very thing you're fighting is the same thing saving you. Sometimes the delay is deliverance. Sometimes the closed door is protection. Sometimes the person you're frustrated with is shielding you from a sword you cannot see. And here's the line that wrecks me. The angel says, "If the mule had not turned aside, I would have killed you. If it wasn't because of the mule, I would have killed you." You were angry. You were being preserved. You called it inconvenience. He called it intervention. You called it disobedience. He called it direction. We love to call donkeys stubborn. We call them dumb animals. But in scripture, every time a donkey shows up, there is purpose attached. Saul went looking for lost donkeys, and in the process, he found his king's sheep. A donkey carried Jesus into Jerusalem, not a war horse, a donkey. Humility carries glory. And here, a donkey carries protection. Let's go deeper. Who are the mules in your life? The friend who told you the truth you didn't want to hear? The praying mother? The closed opportunity that bruised your ego? The leader who corrected you? The delay that irritates you? The redirection that humbled you? What if you weren't being blocked? What if you were being saved? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Balaam could see spiritually, but he couldn't see situationally. He had revelation, but not discernment in motion. And sometimes God will use something beneath you to preserve something ahead of you. The mule saved the prophet. Let that reorder your hierarchy. And here's the danger. When we are misaligned, we beat the very thing trying to protect us. We sabotage correction. We resent accountability. We attack interruption. We label it resistance. But heavens calls it mercy. Let me say this slowly. If something keeps stopping you, pause before you push harder. If something keeps blocking you, pause before you break it. If something keeps redirecting you, pause before you curse it. It might be your mule, and it might be saving your life. And here's the prophetic layer. The angel stood in the narrow path. There was no room to maneuver because sometimes God narrows your path so you cannot destroy yourself. Oof. Wide roads allowed pride. Narrow roads expose intention. You thought you were on assignment, but you were on ambition. You thought it was destiny, but it was ego. You thought it was opportunity, but it was compromised. And mercy showed up in the form of a mule. Let me end this like this. The mule didn't understand theology. The mule didn't hold a title. The mule didn't have influence, but it had obedience. And obedience preserved the prophet. So next time something interrupts you, before you complain, ask, is this saving me? Because being saved by the bell is luck. Being saved by the mule is mercy. And this is power of oneness revealed. And sometimes oneness is God aligning you with what you couldn't see. Ciao.